Hi creative friends, this is Soraya and thank you so much for being here. So this is my spread after it is completely dried, and I really do like a lot of what is going on here. Well, I don't know about a lot, but I'm drawn to certain parts of it, like this part over here. And I just like I'm drawn to certain lines and colors and combination of colors and marks, etc. Now, before I dive into this, I just wanted to talk about a couple of other things that are related to us working like this. So a few days ago, I posted on my shorts videos this particular this is my 100-day project mixed media portrait, and I called it Splashes and Scribbles or something like that. So if you wanted to go back and take a look at it, but basically what I did is I splash some of this gorgeous magenta ink, and I use my Inktense pencil, and I just kind of like made some scribbles, and I added some yellow. I think you can still see a little bit of it over here, and I was working really fast. Now, when I allowed it to dry, I came back to it, and then if you go back and look at that video, the nose is not where it should be. It's too far down below the face. I had to do some tweaking on the face. I moved my nose up, and what I wanted to say is it is okay. There's no like prize that we get for getting everything placed correctly the first time around. This mixed media and the way that, we're working in our art journals and all of that stuff, it is different than, say, doing a watercolor portrait painting. Excuse me. Where you get your pencil out and you do the very detailed sketches, and you retain your whites, and, you layer things. That is a different way of working. So it's okay if we get things misplaced. It's okay if if I go in here and cover this whole thing up and start over. That is okay. It's the process. Now, one of the things that I really love about this particular portrait, and I would say it's about 50% done. I don't know. I'm just kind of, I'm just throwing that out there. But it's not done by any stretch of the imagination. But one of the things I absolutely love, love, love are these pieces of pink here. Like normally, because these parts of the face would recess, I would go for an ultramarine blue. I would not go for a hot pink, but I love, love, love the hot pink. I just do. It adds so much personality to her face. I'm just going to bring it up closer, and I got to be careful because the black of the background is still wet. But I would not think at all to put a hot pink there. Like, just say I was, doing my sketch and I was gonna, place all my shadows and blah, blah, blah. There's no way I would use a hot pink, but I love the hot pink. And that came from me working very fast, not thinking about the end product, just simply going by intuition, just being present, being in beginner's mind. And I got like so many delicious little bits and pieces. Like I love the yellow that I'm gonna leave for the ears, So I just wanted to say that when we're working in this way, it helps us to not think about the end product. And it's okay if things get misplaced. It's okay if we get something, quote unquote wrong. It is okay. Because to me, getting these pieces of pink for parts of the face that I would normally use a blue, that to me is a great win. And it doesn't matter how I got to this place. It's okay because I learned something from doing this. I love this, the pink over here. And I am absolutely going to replicate that in my Healing Ancestral Trauma Journal, in my Connie Solera's Painting the Feminine book, in whatever. In my other 100-day projects going forward, I am going to replicate that because I've done it now whether it's conscious, whether it's a mistake, whether it's whatever, just the luck of the draw, it happened that way. I have done it. I have seen it. I love it. And I am going to now be able to replicate it. So I just wanted to say that because it's really important, because a lot of times we can get stuck on, everything has to be perfect. We have to know where to place everything. There is a big difference between me doing a very highly detailed sketch, and I start off with a 9H pencil and I do all of my measurements, I do all of my markings, I map out my values, I use my eraser, I check, I double check, I triple check. There is a big difference between working like that and working like, oh, I'm just gonna splash some pink paint, I'm just gonna get some scribbles going down, I'm just gonna layer it with collage and tea bags, and then I'm going to be working really fast, I'm just going to put stuff down. There is a big difference between those two. Not to say that one is better than the other, they're just different ways of working. And I absolutely love the fact that I got these pink parts of the face. And there's a lot more that I love about this piece also. So I just wanted to say that, and I'm going to move that off to the side. And then in I think it was my last video, I showed you like how I worked on two other pieces. So these two pieces, I did exactly what I'm doing here. I put them side by side and I worked on them as one piece like I am doing here. But then at some point I split them apart, and I think I showed this one on the camera maybe in my last video, but since then I reworked it. So if you go back and look at that video, this face is going to look different than what it looks like now. But my point is, these two started off like the way I'm working over here. And if you look at them, they don't look the same, but maybe there are some similarities to them, and there should be, because I worked on them in their beginning stages. I just went back and forth, like I am doing here. And, because it's mixed media, I can go back in, I can, cover everything up, I can keep parts that I like, I can reuse what I have done here. So it's not like I did this and now it's a finished piece and I'm gonna frame it or anything like that. I mean, you can. I'm not saying that's not possible. I'm not saying that's not desired. There's nothing wrong with either one of these pieces. I like both of them a lot, actually. But what I'm saying is that not everything that we do is going to end up as a finished piece. It may or it may not. And, it doesn't take away from the value of it. Anyways, let's just dive right into here. So what I am going to do now is I am going to split this up. So I don't know which one I'm going to work on. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. So I'm just going to move this off to the side here. And now I'm just going to focus on, so I don't need this big piece of that big sketchbook. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tack it on to here. And the first thing I'm going to do is try to place my face. And actually, I think I'm gonna place my face right here. And in my mind, I want to use these 3 dots over here. So I just have to kind of figure out like, okay, how am I gonna use the dots? And I'm just kind of searching for the way I'm gonna place my face here. And you guys, it is really fun working this way, and I'm gonna start working this way more. I used to do it all the time, and I got so many delicious like mistakes, serendipity, accidents that turned into just beautiful, delicious, you know, ways of working. Now, I do want to keep this part, but I don't know how I'm gonna manage to keep this part. Like, I don't want to cover that part up because I really love it, but this is a sad part, you guys. Sometimes we just have to cover up stuff that we don't want to cover up. But it's still early. Maybe I can try to figure out how to keep it somehow. So I think I'm just gonna keep that part for the hair. Like, I just really love it. And what I'm gonna do here is I am going to I think I'm gonna add a tea bag. And you guys, I have got a couple of questions about this. Like, you know, like I love these tea bags, you guys. It's amazing. But that being said, you know, maybe it's not for everybody. Like, I would just encourage you to go around your house and look at things with fresh eyes. Like somebody mentioned coffee filters, and I don't have a coffee machine. But if you guys have coffee filters, junk mail, I've mentioned this before, junk mail is so amazing. It's ridiculous. A lot of junk mail uses very high quality papers, interesting text, etc. And a lot of junk mail has really like long paper, like a very it's like the legal format of paper, so you get a lot of paper. If you want to make an art journal, you can like fold it up in half. But just go around your house. Food packaging, chocolates, biscuits, a lot of those are just, you know, tea boxes. They just have like really cool, I don't know, just look and just try to see, like, you know, what, like, sometimes when we're surrounded by things that we, you know, get used to every day, we don't necessarily see the beauty of it. So just try to like look at things with fresh eyes and experiment, you know. Like, maybe tea bags are not for everybody. Like, I absolutely love them. The texture, and somebody mentioned that, you know, they didn't quite like it when they first put it on, but as it dried, and yeah, like when, like, I'm working on it, I just put the tea bag on and it's wet, but once it dries, you guys, it really does give you such a luscious texture. And I'm gonna kind of just smush some of that red ink there. And now, you guys, if you are going to use the tea bag, I would advise you to wait until it's dry. Like, I'm being very delicate here because until it dries, it is a bit fragile. So I should not be using my Stabilo pencil over top of it, but I'm just being very, very gentle. And I don't know what I want the background to be, but let me think about it. Like, when I don't know, I just ask myself the question and just, you know, hopefully the answer will come to me. I don't know if I want to go with a gray or... So I'm just putting this pink here just as a, just to kind of like tone down the background. I'm not going to keep this color. But sometimes in order for me to think, the background can be distracting for me, and maybe that's just me. Yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of like go like that. And I don't know what color to put the background, you guys, so I'm just gonna kind of ask myself the question and just leave it, you know. I didn't mean for this to go this many videos, but you know, it just takes how long it takes. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna let things dry here, and when we come back, hopefully I'll have resolved some of the questions about the background and this and that. So anyways, you guys, if you've watched all the way to the end, thank you so much. And if you have any questions or any feedback, I love reading all your comments. So thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.